not a fan of that, man. I mean, I get it. You know, not everybody has the same capability of going to a gym and this and that, but at the same time, you know, we talk about how, like, in the beginning, like, YouTube, like, there's a whole bunch of guys that were just giving out, you know, fake stuff, but it's like now, you can...
We're going live, by the way.
Okay, that's cool. But even now, like, you can go and see some legit guys on YouTube, you know, learn some actual technique before you get into it.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes back to the whole, I mean, for me, because everybody talks about, like, Kimbo Slice, you know, back in the backyard, bare knuckle, and I mean, even he himself used to say half the time they were coked up, you know, smoking out or drunk, dude. So it wasn't necessarily like they weren't fighters. They were just going and meeting up behind someone's house and trying to get some money.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, he made a name for himself. Of course, he had to learn how to fight. He had the whole stint in the Ultimate Fighter, and of course they exposed him. You know, it was like
that whole Ultimate Fighter experience, I'm sure, you know, was pretty cool, man. But yeah, at the same time, I wish bare knuckle would have been out sooner for him.
No, yeah, you see, I mean, exactly. You know, and the fact that that 5,000 or whatever, the promoter for BYB, I mean, he's still doing the whole triangle, bare knuckle, you know, and I mean, he kept at it, but I mean, yeah, it's just, it was too soon.
Yeah.
Let me see. Hello, everybody. Spider here, the Fight Card Podcast, once again with Aaron Suarez right across from me. And we're going to kind of watch what we say. We have somebody in the studio. Be a little, you know, be a little respectful. A
little fly on the wall, but he's already he's of age, man. He'll be good.
Nah, bro, it is Friday, bro. Actually, it's Saturday, man. You didn't show up yesterday. I waited for you. I mean,
it was it no call, no show,
yeah,
right?
Bro,
So you docked my pay.
I said, I was already calling in. I called the day labor, but they didn't have anybody. So I said, you know what? I'll go ahead and wait for tomorrow, bro. That's fine. But yeah, man. I mean, the Fury Fighting Championship weigh-ins just happened at Cowboys Dance Hall. Yeah. And of course, Brandon Moreno's in town.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know, I messaged a couple of people. I'm trying to see if I can bring him in here. If he does, by the way, I need you out. But on that note, you know, we'll go.
I'll sit him on my lap, man. I'll
be like, all right, that's enough, buddy. Let's go. But yeah, man. I mean, as far as the fights, the UFC, of course, is going down in the UK. I mean, I don't know if that's happening right now. I know the time difference is going to be a little earlier
wonky.
than. But have you seen who's fighting, or have you actually looked at the card?
Man, I've been so busy just with my training at my job and everything else and my time scheduling now. So no, like I just woke up and they said, "Hey, fights are happening tomorrow."
Like,
all right,
what's
cool.
Today?
Yeah, I was like, "Who's the president? Who's the president?"
Even then, you didn't know, right?
Yeah, even then, I was just like, "All right."
Like Reagan, Bush.
All right, yeah. I woke up. My kids were taller. Everybody's a little bit older, so. I figured, I was like, damn, that was a good sleep.
That was a good nap, man.
That was a hell of a nap.
But yeah, bro, I mean, I have posted the card, and of course, it's a lot of people from, you know, across the pond, you know, out in the UK, so it's going to be good for...
They have some good scrappers, man.
No, definitely. Yeah. And one of the things we had talked about before was the fact that with COVID, a lot of them weren't able to fight. A lot of them were benched. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them, not just from the UK, but from Brazil and outside the US, you know, nobody was flying, no fly zone, all that stuff, man. But... it seems to be COVID's, you know, moving out. The whole variant thing, I'm not sure, you know. I saw something the other day on the news, and I just stopped paying attention. I said, you know what, man, I mean, it's just like I tell people now, bro, if it wasn't for the media reminding us every 3-5 minutes, like, will we even know there was something out there? I mean, it's just, obviously people are passing away, unfortunately, but...
Don't get us canceled, man. Don't get us canceled, man. They're going to Joe Rogan us, too, man.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm rooting for, man. I want the View to say, I don't know who the hell these guys are, but I want them out.
Local San Antonio.
I know, they're going to be like, nobody's watching
it. Nobody's watching it, yeah.
But, bro, I mean, the fact that Moreno's here, man, I mean, of course, we have local UFC fighters. Moreno, of course, he was a former champion.
Yeah.
His last fight, man. I mean, did you watch his last fight?
I saw a little bit. I saw the highlights of it, man. And one of the things that it looked like he was talking about with Diego, or was it? Yeah, was you know, he really wasn't trying to finish the fight, man. He was just trying to outpoint him, outlast him, and kind of go from there. And that's kind of, you know, kind of crap, kind of, you know, shitty in a way, and to lose your title, and usually with the with title bouts, I mean, you got to definitely like show that you really did beat the champion. Man. And so for him to lose his belt on a decision, I mean, You know, but that I also wasn't a fan of the 20-pound difference he came in with. And,
no, definitely, bro.
You know, so yeah, I mean, hopefully Moreno gets back in there, and he can get his title and justify himself as a champion.
No, and let me ask you, as far as him getting another title shot, do you think he should go like next in line, or should somebody else get him?
Who else do we have? That's that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's also one of the bigger issues with the 125-pound title or division is that there really isn't a lot of guys in that weight class, and the talent pool, I mean, is kind of low. I mean, it also just doesn't seem like they're really invested in that weight class either. So. I mean, why not run it back, right away? You
see, and for me, I mean, like you said, because at one point, I mean, they didn't even have it. They had scrapped out the division, and Mick Manier was the one that actually pushed to bring it back, and he was able to get a lot of guys in there. One of them being Jimmy Flick, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, at that weight class, I mean, of course, you got 155ers, 145ers dropping weight, so you got some big dudes, man.
Yeah. So I mean, if there's not a legit contender out there right now, then let's put that fight on the shelf for a little bit. Let's let some of the other fights kind of go through, and maybe what are you looking at? Maybe August. Run them back again, man. They're both healthy, and see how that turns out.
Give another whirl.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you. The day before yesterday, they have posted the next Ultimate Fighter.
Okay. Yeah.
Now they're gonna have Amanda Nunes, of course. She lost her title, but her opponent, I mean, they're both going to be coaches. Mm-hmm. And, are you interested in that? I mean, the whole concept that they're bringing them in as coaches. And
when they said it, I was interested. I was legit. Because, I mean, Juliana, she was already on the show, right? So she kind of knows how everything's going to kind of work out a little bit. So I think she'll have a pretty distinct advantage of it. I think it's going to be a disadvantage to Amanda Nunes. I mean, with her transition, leaving ATT, and then from what I understand, she's going to try to make her own gym, and then also have this on top of it. The fight that's going to happen at the end of the season, I think is going to favor Juliana even more so, just because of all the different stressors that Amanda's going to be going through as well. So, I mean, I'm a fan of it. I think they should be having those two women, coaching and. Now, are they going to be good coaches? I don't know, but as far as like the drama and all that stuff, I'm sure
it's going to lead up to.
There's going to be plenty of it. Yeah,
no, definitely. You see, and the thing like you mentioned, man, the fact that Juliana Pena, man, she was in the Ultimate Fighter. She was able to accomplish what she did. I mean, she obviously won the title.
Yeah.
And we have a dog outside. I think is that a narc?
I think we have the K9 unit. Yeah. So if you see us getting arrested here, guys, in a second, just continue watching. Subscribe.
Yeah, put some money in my books, man. Yeah. Bro, well, let me say, I mean, for me, honestly, man, I mean, the fact that they're getting that opportunity, I'm great. I'm like, cool, like, all right, they're getting to coach and actually, like you said, whether or not they're good coaches or not, man, I mean, we'll find out, but it's just, for me, it's gonna make it even longer for her to defend her other title, and now, it's just keeping more people, but like you said earlier, man, I mean, who's next, who's next at 145? I mean, we got some good. For her to defend her other title, man, of course. I mean, there's a lot of tough contenders. But that's the only thing I'm not a fan of, man. I mean, I'm glad they're getting this, but it's just not something, that I'm like, man, I'd rather they just have her defend her title, get somebody else with Juliana in there. I mean, I'm not sure who, but...
Yeah.
But maybe even Brandon Moreno and...
Yeah, hey man,
that would have been a nice one, dude.
That'd have been a nice one, and I mean, as far as I'm understanding from the UFC or from the Ultimate Fighter, stuff like that, on what they're at least what it seems like they're looking for is that drama between the two coaches, and so I mean, right now, yeah, that'd be the hottest one right now to go against, is Juliana and Amanda, and I think they are going to have a whole bunch of back and forth, and I'm sure they're going to have their little quarrels throughout the show. So I'm like I said, I'm interested. Will I watch it? Maybe, but I'm
if you wake up and know what day it is, right? I go to work today, bro. And just so you know, man, years back, I mean, actually, once I left the post office, I actually had like 10 jobs. I think I was like Jamaican or something, dude. But I would wake up and I would forget what freaking day. Like, I would wake up and the sun's going down. And I'm thinking it's morning, so I'm over here scrambling, trying to get up and coming to work. And they're like, "Bro, you just left, bro. Like, you just left work." And I'm like, "What the hell?" Like,
yeah.
I mean, so I can understand what you're going through, man. Because even now, I wake up and I'm like, I don't even know where I parked my car. It's just crazy. But yeah, man. I mean, of course, the Ultimate Fighter. I mean, that's happening today. Of course, the UFC. You know, up there in the UK. Locally, I mean, UFC on the UFC Fight Pass, we're gonna have the Fury Fighting Championship 54. And like I said earlier, man, the weigh-ins just happened. I mean, a lot of local fighters on there, but a lot of great talent, dude. I mean, there's a lot of guys from Texas that are actually matched up pretty nicely. I'm excited about it. Of course, they're gonna fight on Sunday. You know, I had talked to Chris Kunchik yesterday about it, and he was just like, yeah, dude, like it's just, you know, for him it was kind of like, you know what, now I gotta wake up on Sunday and I gotta go fight on Sunday, and it's just one of the things for me, man. Like I said, I mean, I'd rather just go home, I'd be my feet up, you know, watching TV and
yeah, man, it's Sunday, you want to relax, and now you gotta go scratch
punch somebody in the face and be like, oh man, like,
you know, instead of doing it at a family barbecue.
That's exactly, bro. You know what? Keep that stuff at home, bro. Come on. No, but I mean, it's just one of those things, man. I mean, but come Sunday, man. I mean, what are you gonna be doing? I mean, it's
well, tomorrow. You know what? I am off tomorrow, man. Probably gonna do some catching up with the kiddos, and then, you know, the wife doing something. Who knows, right? Or I don't know. Maybe I'll hide under a rock and just sleep. You know, kind of get ready.
Do a little coughing. Feel good.
Yeah, I think I might have COVID, guys. And,
here's a 20. You know, yeah, go do something.
Hey, get out my face. You know, here, kid. Go find a stepdad. You know, but
yeah, we'll get one of those big brothers, man.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like I said, I'll definitely be watching the streams. You know, and that was with the last Fury card, man. I was watching the last stream, and it was a little, you know, in and out, but I got to see Dylan, man, and Dylan was one of the guys that I had interviewed beforehand, and 17-year-old kid, and dude, like, talking to him, you know, afterwards, I'm like, dude, I said, at the 10-second mark, you know, y'all guys had a pretty decent distance between each other. I said, I wasn't expecting much, right? So I'm just like, okay, they're going to go in the second round. I said, I wanted to see what kind of adjustments they're going to make. And then he, like, did some jumping, flying, switch kick and knocked the dude out. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess not.
No, yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure, I mean, obviously his opponent wasn't expecting it either, man, because they didn't even get to block it.
No.
But yeah, that was an amateur bout, you know, and that's exciting, bro, because, I mean, obviously, this is kind of where you want to see what works, what doesn't, you know what I mean, as they go to the pro circuit, of course, they get a little bit more better with timing, but that was perfect timing, though, man, that was nice.
You know, between him and then he's working with his brother Joseph, and then Caleb Fortner, man, he's another guy. So I've taken short notice fights, right, and it's usually a couple of days. This dude got a text like the hour or two before. The hour or two before the weigh-ins, they're like, "Hey man, you want to fight?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm down." And I was just like, "Dude, that's crazy, man." So shout out to Caleb for taking that.
No, I saw him at the weigh-ins yesterday. They were posting the weigh-ins for Texas Clash, man. Yeah. And, I mean, that's going down tonight. I can't make it. I mean, I'm still hoping and you know, hoping I get to go out there, man. But it's an amateur card, man. And I mean, for me, those are probably the most exciting because a lot of guys are still learning not so much how to fight, but just kind of. You know, you just never know, man, because just like what happened with that switch kick, it's just, you know, throw it out there, see what happens, you know.
You know, a lot of these guys, they have really good skill sets, but sometimes, the nervousness or, you know, what they're actually going to do once they're in that pressure situation, man.
For sure, man.
Yeah, no, it's really neat, man. But yeah, shout out to Caleb, man. He I mean, I don't think he can do anything more to gain my respect, man.
No, I mean, I'm sure, you know, I mean, hopefully everything goes good for him tonight.
Yeah.
If he does, maybe he'll fight tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow for the UFC fight.
For the
last
minute, man. Just kind of showing up and he's like, hey, I'll fight, guys.
All right. You have your gloves on, yeah.
You know, but that and as much as we've talked about it before, you know, where these newer fighters, they come in, oh, I want to make sure that the guy is, you know, he's this tall. He what does he weigh? And
what color's his hair?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these things have to be perfect. And Caleb kind of really does a throwback and just says, yeah, I'll fight. You know, just put me in there, man. Between 155 and 170, I'm good to go. And
what weight class is he fighting at?
They're actually fighting at 165.
I was gonna say he looked pretty big, man.
He's a big kid, man.
Dude, I saw him and I was like, oh damn. I mean, there's a difference as far as size. But,
yeah. No. And that was the other thing too, though. I'm whispering, right? Like nobody can hear us, but you know, he already had a fight set up in the Houston card
for Fury.
Yeah, but the guy had dropped out like after the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
So you know that's crazy, man. So maybe something about him.
No, but you see, it's kind of like here, man, because Jacob and the guys left yesterday to the weigh-ins, and one of their fighters, I mean, he was in the card for the one here, and that one sizzled out, and he got one over there. So he went from being on the undercard to being the main event.
Okay.
So now, I mean, he's making his debut, man. But it's just like one of those things, like, you know, you never know, man. Like even today at the weigh-ins, I kept even Chris, you know, I was just like, dude, you never know. Somebody might not be as far as, you know, by the state or be set to go, and you might get bumped up. You know, because I mean, of course, Chris, I don't think they were on the main card.
No, they're on the prelim.
The fights are going to be on the Facebook page for the Fury Fighting Championship, man. So definitely, you know, those listening, you can actually watch the prelims.
Yeah. No, and like I said, those are exciting. The bout that comes to mind off the bat, man, is Peter Wright. I believe his name is Caleb, right? That's and you know, with him, man, I mean, his brother, what's his brother's name? I forget his brother's name, and I'm gonna regret that later. It's I don't know. Anyways, right? So, but they're brothers, and you know, Peter Wright, he's already fought before. I want to say I think he won or he lost. I don't know. It was one of them, but he's very excited, man. He's another kid, kind of did the whole backyard scrapping thing, and you know, it's really tough. And then of course he's training with, I'm assuming, Pete Spratt still, and these other guys. So he's starting off the fight card, you know, for tomorrow night. So on the card, that's going to be exciting, man, to see how much he's developed and grown, you know, since then. Because I mean, again, COVID really kind of put a hold on everybody else. But you have about a good year or so to really get better. So yeah, I'm excited for that one.
No, I mean, bro, like I said, I mean, just I guess because a lot of these fighters we know, or we've seen fight, or we know where they train, and because of that, it's exciting. You know, there's a Steele from Austin, like he's on the main card. I think this is like his pro debut, man. So he's getting a push, you know, he's getting a good opportunity, man. But
hey, he had a clean knockout last time, dude. The guy was standing. It was a walk-off knockout. Oh, man.
You see, so, I mean, that's going to be interesting. I mean, his opponent, of course, I mean, they both showing up to fight. But it is MMA, so you never know, man. I mean, so anything can happen. But, you know, that's just one of them. I mean, Richard Odoms is on the card. It's going to be two giants going at it, bro. And another one, I mean, Aaron Rosa. You know, he faced off earlier with, you know, the Kraken, right? And it's just Aaron, like, I mean, of course, you know, we both know him from here locally. I mean, he was in Strikeforce. He was the Renegades light heavyweight, you know, champion, and it's to see him back, I'm excited, man. I mean, he looked good. He looked comfortable. I mean, he didn't look nervous. So
I wouldn't assume. So I wouldn't assume he'd be nervous.
Nah, man.
I mean, but does he have a banner?
I'm gonna ask him. Let me tag him real quick. But yeah, bro. I mean, but you know, I saw it and I said, "Oh man, that's gonna be a good one, bro." I mean, like we talked about it before. I mean, he hasn't fought in years. He's been training, of course, with Pete Spratt and Richard Odoms, but I mean, he hasn't fought. Yeah. So it's just one of those, like, see how he comes in. I mean, you know, Juan Adams, you know, his opponent, of course. I mean, he's coming off a loss, but he's active.
That's a tough debut to come back to.
Oh, definitely, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's two former UFC fighters, but it's just, you know, the time difference as far as time off. Yeah. You know, but we'll see, man. I mean, that's going to be one of the ones I'll be looking forward to tomorrow. You know, the main event, I think it got switched around again, man, because I did a little, you know, talk through the other day, and I saw the card they posted yesterday, and it was just like completely different, bro. So, but you know, it just goes to show, man. I mean, they're still changing it. You know, people are dropping, and you know, it's one of those, like, let's see who's closer to weight and match them up, and let's go, man. Now,
dude, I'm just getting another announcement too right now that Jose Cabral, man, he's not fighting now.
Is it really?
His opponent, he won't be fighting. His opponent did not show up to the fight.
Damn.
So I mean, you know, he was.
How much do you weigh, bro? I'll call Eric Garcia right now.
Let me see, man.
Just to keep him, you know.
He was going to compete at 160. He was going to fight. It was a possibility, make lightweight. He weighed in at 157, but there are no other opponents, man. So I mean,
damn. You see, and these guys been training, bro. Been cutting weight. Adrian, you know, he was here with us the other day, the amateur guy, you know, from Southside, and his fight got scrapped. You know, and it's one of those things, like, I mean, it sucks for these guys because, I mean, with Cabral, I mean, I don't know what happened if his opponent, I think he was supposed to be from here locally.
Well, no, so he had, was it Rusty? I think? Yeah, and then he had somebody else lined up.
Oh, damn.
So, you know, and, you know, with this whole thing with COVID, with
the weather, the way it was.
Weather, all these different things, man. I mean, you never know, man. So hopefully that guy's okay. Hopefully he's all right. But, you know, that's probably the worst part of fighting in general is not knowing, like, you know, hey, I can do my part. I can get there. I can get to the show. I can make the weight and all stuff. But if the other guy's not capable or whatever, for whatever reason, that sucks,
bro.
man.
Damn.
You know, what do you do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, because I know I was talking to Joe Salcedo yesterday, and he drove down from he's up north Texas.
Plainview, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's out there, Lubbock area.
Yeah.
But he drove down, and I was like, man, how'd you make it okay? And he was just like, dude, I was slipping and sliding off the whole way over here, man. Like, it was bad. And I'm thinking, damn, dude, like, that's like one of those things. Because he could have been easily said, like, hey, I can't, or, it's just travel time, dude. But it sucks. I mean, Cabral, man, where you at, man? Stop by the studio, bro.
Stop by the studio, man. Let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, man. Let's get out there, see if we can find you a last. Maybe your boy will go pro and jump over here and fight him. You never know, man. Bring him over here from the Texas Clash fight.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, we'll set up him and Caleb. But yeah, I mean, that's like I said, man. It's always a rough spot, man. I mean, and then promoters, man. I guess that's why you want to make as many fights as possible.
Oh yeah,
you never know.
And Eric has. I mean, he's been, dude. Like his last card, if it would have gone through, it would have been a long card, bro. And even then, yeah. And even then, bro, because I was there at the last fight for Cowboys, and the fights happen so quick. Yeah. Because it's televised, so they're kind of like, as soon as they announce the winner, like the other guys are coming on, and I'm like, oh damn, dude, like
it's crazy.
They got to keep it moving, It's on UFC FIGHT PASS, so. Yeah,
well, because I want to say they also have that midnight, like if it goes past midnight or whatever, that they get docked even more. So you want to have as many fights on the card as you can, but you also want to make sure that you end before midnight, so you don't get like hit with the fee.
No, that's true. Crazy, I didn't think about that, man. But yeah, and I mean, one of the things, and this is off subject, but the other day, I've been watching Netflix forever, man. Like I've been, just TV shows and
I'm not coming over, dude.
No. All right. Next question, please. No, but I was thinking, bro, because I was watching a TV show and I was like, damn, dude, like it just dawned on me that there's no commercials. You know what I mean? Like they just show it, and I was just like, because I was thinking, like, man, I'm so used to commercials where I can get out, get something to drink, and I'm like having to pause, and I'm like, dude, it's throwing me off, man.
Yeah, right.
So
man.
Netflix out there, bro.
Just one commercial.
I know, at least give me like 5 minutes. Hey, let's go. But it was just like, and I was just gonna say, of course, UFC FIGHT PASS, there's no commercials. Yeah. They just run it, so it's got to be back to back, and of course, I guess that's smart. I don't know. I'd be kind of weird if they'd have a little commercial or something going. Who knows?
I would. They only have. Are they? So they're on UFC FIGHT PASS, right? But they don't have nothing to do with Venom, right? No. Like the spot. So at least run maybe 1 or 2 sponsors, man. Like, hey, man, would you guys say? Fight Card Podcast. Would you guys like to be commercial? Hey, I guess we'll discuss what kind of money you want to give us. But
let me see how much is gas? No, I'll go. I got $2. Put some gas in the trunk.
It's like, hey, man, we'll get you guys on here for $17. A couple tacos. What do you think? All right, cool. Throw in a margarita. We're there.
You have me at tacos, man. Yeah. I'm like, shoot, I'm there, brother.
Nah, you gotta throw in the margarita too, man. You gotta.
I know, dude. Talking about margarita, I was driving out here and I guess, Fiesta's not close, but the whole market square there was a lot of people out there, and people, I guess they're having a little festival or something, dude. And that's the thing with San Antonio, man. They celebrate everything, bro. Like, it's you wake up early, hey, drop the balloons, right? Everybody wants to have a parade and whatnot.
The little poppers and everything, the confetti, yeah. But, we celebrated after the ice went away. No,
exactly. That's what I was gonna say, man. The sun came out and everybody's like, dude, let's party, bro. But yeah, man. We're here in downtown area, of course, inside the HOJ, and come Fiesta, bro. It's gonna be freaking busy. Mm-hmm. So just a heads up, everybody. If you come in, we're gonna be charging for parking. Sorry about that. Just business, they're gonna have to pay to park out here, man.
Oh damn. So Ernest was telling me right now from Southside that his guy couldn't get a flight because of the weather.
Oh, okay. You see,
you know what I'm saying? That sucks, man.
You can't go pick him up, bro?
I can try, dude. Where's he at, dude? Man.
And I was going to say, because that...
I got the van, dude.
If that's that one guy, I think he was from New Mexico. I can imagine the freaking snow out there.
Dude, yeah. Yeah. So, that, like I said, out of his control, man. So, that sucks. And then, I feel really bad for the people that, bought tickets for, Jose and these guys that, they don't, they did their part and now they can't.
Well, I think they pay out though, right?
Do they?
I'm pretty sure he's going to get paid for, ticket sales maybe, but hopefully, show money because he may wait, I would assume.
Yeah, hopefully, man. If not, dude, let's get Cabral in there as a ring girl, man.
Kinda, there you go.
He's shredded, right?
So, he lost enough weight. He can, he's already wearing those Vale Dula shorts, man. So. If not, we'll cut that underground fighting thing. See if got anything going on, man.
Hey, if you try bare knuckle, man.
You can fight all 5 guys around there or 4 guys around
I'm sure,
at the same time.
Yeah. I'm pretty positive.
Man, we talked earlier, man, of course, before we went on, we were talking about the whole bare knuckle, the whole underground, and You know, it's like I tell people, man. I was like back in the early '90s, mid '90s. I was undefeated on the Via bus, bro. Because I used to always fight on the bus, right? So I never got a title. I never, but
the Underground King,
bragging rights. I'm like, you know what, dude? I was on the '74 bus, man. Undefeated, bro.
I heard
just a heads up.
That's funny, man. Undefeated on the '74 bus, man.
Heck yeah, brother.
That's cool, man. I mean, let me see, man.
I mean, once it changed bus numbers, I had to get off.
You had to get off.
Yeah, bigger guys here. So I was like, you know what? But let me ask you, bro. One of the guys on the card, man, that's gonna be. We had him here. Ivy, of course. Aquaman. He's gonna be fighting. I saw the weigh-ins. He's a lot taller, bro. I like that reach. I like the fact that he's got a longer reach, of course. For kicks and knees, and I mean, he's fighting a shorter guy. Something like that. Let me ask you, how would you advise Ivy to fight in a fight like that?
You're either gonna be outside of range or you're gonna be nice and close, man. I mean, those, you don't want to really stay in that little medium range where he can also reach you as well, man. But I mean, he's got. I'd probably stay away from. I don't know the other guy's background, but I'd probably stay away from some kicks. Use your jab, use your straights, stuff like that. Keep him at bay. But as you're fighting him, man, if he's either on the end of your jab or you're right up on him. Anything in between, it's going to be no good. I want him to either be open to where he's going to be, he's able to throw his jabs, maybe his head kick or something like that. Keep him at bay. But if not, man, I mean, he's close up and he's smothering him, putting him against the cage, kind of bullying him a little bit. I don't know what the strength, will be.
Because I'm not sure if his opponent was a grappler or striker
like that. But I mean, with Ivy, man, he's pretty well rounded in any aspect. So I think it's kind of. I mean, with him being the bigger guy, and maybe a little bit more seasoned as well. He can probably take this fight he can probably take this fight wherever he wants to at this point. So
of course, when he was here, I think he had mentioned that he had started out with Taekwondo. Mm-hmm. So he's got those Taekwondo kicks.
He's got those kicks, man. He knows how to keep his distance. He's done a really good job of putting everything together. In these last couple of years. So the cool thing about it though, Dimitri's not that tall, so he's probably in that same height range.
Oh, that's right.
As an
opponent.
So
you
know what I mean.
About that.
So. It's just like out of the twins, right? Dimitri and Anthony. Anthony looks like he probably got the better genes.
Well, he was wearing jeans at the weigh-ins. Is that what you mean?
Was it? Yeah. I don't want Dimitri coming over here and trying to fight me, man.
If you do, bring some tacos, bro.
Yeah, please, we're hungry.
Buy the coffee. But yeah, man. I mean, now let me ask you the same thing with Aaron Rosa. Of course, he's going to be fighting. Whether he has cage rust or ring rust, what they call it now. I mean, a fight like that, what would you say, like, for him to do, man? I mean, with a fight like that,
man. Honestly, man, at this point is just what do you have to do to kind of get it done? What was Aaron's main? What was he most comfortable at, man? Was it striking? Was it grappling? Hey, let's get to that aspect of fighting first. You know what I'm saying? I don't need him to try to put on a show. I don't need him to do anything else. I just need him to really just go in there, take care of business. Take as little damage as possible. If that looks like, okay, I got to stand up because Aaron feels like, he has the better stand up. All right, stand up. If he wants to come in there, take him to the ground. I want to say his whole thing was kind of ground and pound, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some depth. So get in there, get this guy to the ground ASAP, and finish it out. Put him into your corner. Boom. Use that height, that reach that he has. I mean, Aaron's like what, 6 foot.
They're pretty much evenly matched. They're big dudes, man. But I didn't. As far as the reach, I think Aaron probably had the reach.
Yeah.
Now, as far as his strong point, I mean, I know he started in Muay Thai, then he started training with Mike Rangel, and then now with Pete Spratt and the guys. But his stand up was always good, man. Like I would definitely tell him to jab, just keep him at bay, like you say, just jab him, break him down. Juan Adams, I see him trying to take him down, so I mean, I would definitely keep him a distance to where I can sprawl and just kind of let him get tired.
If they do go to the ground, man, I mean, hey, make it second round if possible, right? Try to hold it off as long as you can, because coming out right away, if you have Juan Adams on top of you whatever at full strength, that sucks, man. Yeah.
See, and the thing, I mean, he fought Aaron's training partner, man, his teammate in Richard Odom's last Fury UFC fight. And I mean, throughout that fight, of course, Juan Adams kept taking Odom's down and just kind of chopping him up, and they stopped the fight due to injury. I think his eye was pretty banged up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't see, not that I don't see Juan Adams knocking him out. I mean, there's always a possibility, but I don't think he would have that that opportunity. Like if Aaron does what he has to, I think he will keep him at kind of pick his shots and just take him apart, man. Because of course, I mean, you being a fighter yourself, man. I mean, of course, if someone's jabbing you to death, bro, I mean that's annoying.
That's kind of like annoying, man. Hey, like, hit me harder so I can finish it.
Yeah, dude. Because even I was watching the Khabib fight with Gaethje, and he was doing the same thing. He was just jabbing him, and he kind of like got frustrated, and you could get Gaethje just kind of like freaking bummed out, dude. Because
at that point, man, it's just like, okay, what I got to do something else, man, because what I'm doing right now isn't working, and it's annoying me. So when you can kind of get these guys going to a point where it's like, I got to change my game plan. Yeah, that's exactly what you want, man. And Khabib he had a really good jab. Thanks to Daniel Cormier.
Oh yeah, jab, baby jab.
But
he can't commentate, but he can show the jab, bro.
He doesn't do his homework.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's very exciting, man, to see Aaron Rosas kind of get back in there. But yeah, depending on what he's gonna do, man. Have you talked to him as far as a game plan? Or?
No, you see, and I wanted to message the guy at one point just to see if I can bring him down here, but I was just like, you know what, dude, like I wouldn't want to be the guy to take him out of his mental focus because I'm pretty sure he had a lot on his plate as far as like coming back after so many years. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to start asking him questions and then start doubting the guy and stuff, dude. But I've always been a fan. I mean, he was always cool with me when at the fights and just he was always pretty cool, man. I mean, quiet dude, man. But I think one time I was actually with my kids at Woodland Park, and it was he had a fight coming up.
Yeah.
And I'm there, and we're like throw a blanket down, and my kids are playing, and I'm looking, and I see Aaron running by, and I'm like, I said, hey man, and he kind of like just went by, and I was like, oh shit. And I didn't at that time he lived by me. I didn't know that, but
yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was just he's always pretty cool, man. So
like a low income area.
Oh yeah, man. Gunshots. I was packing. It was bad, bro. I said, you know what, man.
You're like, we gotta make some more money, man. Let's get out of here.
No, definitely. I said, you know what, it's time to sell the house and go get an apartment somewhere out there, Stone Oaks or something, man. But yeah, bro. I mean, being in San Antonio, and of course, I've always brought up the fact that the place is growing. I mean, there's a lot of subdivisions opening up. San Antonio now it's like all the way to Floresville and all the way to
man.
I mean, it's out there, man. But you yourself, bro. I mean, of course, you say you grew up on the northeast side of town. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, did you stay on that side of town?
I did, man. Yeah.
And was that because as far as like family and everything else being close
by? It was kind of in between. My parents and her parents as well. So it kind of made a pretty good commute. We really didn't want to go too far out as far as where we probably are comfortable.
Plus, you have a babysitter close by with grandma.
Yeah. Hey, mom, I can't make it. Can you come over here? Yeah.
I put some cereal. Just they get hungry, just give them a bowl, man.
And then on top of that, I mean, for me for work, it's like 10 minutes. So I'm always a big fan of trying to stay close to where I work.
Definitely, man. And that's kind of the same boat with me with when I was renting a house out here by Woodland Park. Man, mom was like down the street. My cousins, everybody was like close by. And never talked to anybody, but still, they were close by, man. It was good to know. But yeah, man. I mean, of course. You said Jose Cabral's not fighting. I'm hoping everybody else is fighting. I mean, I haven't seen anything, but
Ernest was sending me some messages right now, and he was telling me that he had 5 fighters on scheduled for the card. Only 2 of them are fighting.
Oh really?
So
damn.
It's only so.
Well, Brandon, because that's
Brandon's fighting, and then also Gates. He's fighting.
That's right.
So. Man. I mean, good luck to those guys, man, and hopefully you guys come out with the win, and y'all guys, we can talk a little bit more about it on the podcast, man.
You see, and Gates is actually fighting one of the guys from Sonia Luque, man, from Laredo, LKA, and I'm hoping, man, Sony, man, if you're watching, bro, stop by. Definitely want you to invite him. I mean, I want to invite everybody, bro. If I gotta cancel my deliveries today and stay here all day, man.
Hey, well, somebody said they gotta get us to El Paso. So, hey, dude, we're down, dude. Y'all guys got tacos or what?
There you go, man. Sure. As long as they pick me up, bro, because, I don't like to drive, man. Especially in this weather, bro. We were just talking about it. El Paso's probably like 10 feet under, bro.
Well, I got a cousin. He went to college out there or whatever. I mean, he's back here in the city, man, but, he enjoyed it, man, his time in El Paso, man. I think he met his wife over there. So,
oh, nice.
Good little community, man. Tacos are different. Let me see, man. How different, man? Send them, dude. Send them Amazon or something, or But yeah,
bro. You know what? As a matter of fact, Chris Peseto, man, he's in El Paso. He's actually out of Corpus Christi.
The Enigma.
Yeah, you see, and
he was good. Yeah, he's a good fighter,
bro. You see, he's actually has a fight coming up for XKO, man. So hopefully I'll be doing something with him soon. If not, get a hold of him, man. Definitely, he's got a lot to say. I think his wife, because I have both of them on there, man, and I mean they're posting like pictures of them in the snow, and so I know it's snowing. It's just I don't mind the cold. Like yesterday wasn't too bad for me. It's got to be when it's cold and it's drizzling or raining, dude, because people. It can be 80 degrees here in San Antonio and people still can't drive, bro. So
yeah.
It's dangerous, man.
Yeah, you only have HB drivers on the on the road, man. That's it, man. And then she's saying it's Chris and Presetto, man. So he fought a few guys that were really good. Well, he had fought Ray Rodriguez. Is that the same guy, or am I thinking somebody different?
No. Chris Peseto fought Jamal Emmers. For Hero. He fought Alex Hernandez here for RFA.
That's right. Yeah.
And I mean, of course, he was the XKO 155 title holder at one point. He has gone up in weight to 170, man. So.
Yeah.
Man, maybe we can bring him for Cabral, man. You know what? That would be a good matchup, dude. Jose Cabral versus Chris. But just throwing it out there, but that'd be pretty interesting, man.
And then just to answer that question, Lewis, I will not be making a return to fighting. Only on family events.
There you go. Keep it in the family, bro.
Yeah. But the comeback, man. Well, that's good, man. I'm excited to see Presetto, man, to get back out there, man. So.
No, definitely, man. I have him on there, like I said, so hopefully get something going with him soon. Jamal Emmers has a fight coming up, of course, not that we mentioned him.
Yes.
And he's fighting a tough dude here in Texas, bro. I mean, Jamal, born in Florida. His family moved here to San Antonio. He's trained here for years, and now he's living out of California. But his mom, everybody's still here, so of course this is his home. But that's a good matchup, man. Like, that's one of the fights I wish I would have seen here locally for a regional fight, man. But I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, he's gonna fight in Pineda, right? Yeah, dude, that's gonna be. Oh man, yeah, that's exciting because. Jamal. I mean, he was real heavy with wrestling, and but going out to California, getting to train with those guys. I mean, I know his stand-up's gotten a lot better. Oh, yeah. He did have the misfortune though. He was supposed to have a fight on the UFC FIGHT PASS, like at the Apex Center,
right?
And he had back spasms, so he wasn't able to come.
Oh yeah, so, I mean, he was actually fighting another guy from Texas. Chas Kelly.
That I don't know.
Yeah, he's from Fort Worth or Dallas area, but he was supposed to be fighting him. And the thing with that fight was that they both actually trained together, man, to kind of help each other. And now they're gonna fight again, so that was one of those, But I mean, it happened. I mean, it was like a freak thing. He got back spasms bad enough to where he couldn't even get up, bro, literally. So, but his last fight, I know Jamal is coming off a loss. Yeah. He got heel hooked. I know he had gotten some damage. I'm not sure as far as to what extent, but. I mean, he's been up and he's been training since, I think he said since December, man. So. Yeah,
man. We've had him over at the gym in the South Side a couple of times, man.
That's right.
Yeah, man, just a well-rounded individual, man, when it came to his strikes, his grappling and stuff like that. He actually taught me quite a bit as well. So, it was great to have him. So it'll be good to see him, back in town getting ready to fight, man. And then, of course, he's fighting a Texas legend in Pineda, man, kind of
veteran of the state, bro. Man, definitely. And that's one of those things because I didn't realize how many, and I can't look up his record right now, but I didn't realize how many times like Jamal fought. I was like, damn, dude, he's been fighting for a while, man. Like, I remember from he was an amateur fighting out of here, and I started working with him myself through networking and sponsorship at that time. But it was just one of those things. Like I was like, damn, I had high expectations for the guy because. He wanted to do it. That was one of the biggest things. And the fact that he had a strong wrestling background and at that time training with BTT, But like you said, I mean, at one point he even went to Thailand to go chopping his skills, man. Yeah. So he's been, he's been adding to his platform, as far as what he has. Dude. So that's dangerous, bro. You see, and the fact that he's a wrestler, and I'm always, for me personally, man, they can always dictate the fight. Like, if they're not comfortable standing, they can go for the takedown. And vice versa. So Daniel Pineda, of course, this guy's a freaking, he's nicknamed the Pit for a reason, right? He's a freaking pit bull, man. He's aggressive, comes in strong. I mean, just here in Texas, I mean, there was a lot of fighters that he wrecked, dude. I mean, Warren Stewart, one of them, he fought Warren Stewart twice. I mean, he fought.
Who hasn't Warren Stewart?
I know. Not me. I haven't fought him, dude. I wouldn't want to, man, because he's out there, bro. He's good. But that's man. He fought a lot of guys. He fought pretty much every freaking promotion that came to Texas. And I mean, he was in PFL. He was out there, man. He made a name for himself. And I mean, the fact that he went back to the UFC because he had left for a while, that was interesting. You know, I mean, he got another opportunity, so of course he's taking it for what it is, man.
Yeah, dude. And then I'm going through all these messages, man, that we're getting, and they mentioned.
I thought your son messaging you.
It's
Wrap it up,
just kind of,
Wrap it up.
But they talked about Peter Caballero, man, and he's gonna be going to Vegas to do his thing, man. So with Peter, man, he's been in the game for quite a long time, and I again remember him in the amateur ranks as well, man. And for somebody to come out of Corpus like that and make it on the big stage, man, that's a big deal. And then he's also underneath Top Shelf promotion with Chris Lopez.
That's right.
So I know he's in good hands, man. When it comes to getting fights and being taken care of, because Chris, with him being a manager and promoter and all that stuff, and then of course he used to be a fighter. I know he's gonna always have the best interest for those guys, man. And then let me see. And then somebody else is saying that they would love to see, or George, good old Georgie, man. I'd love to see some live trips to our local gyms, man. Because he's out in Uvalde, so he's they got Castano, BJJ out there.
Tell them as long as they have one of those home lines, the old school, we do dial up.
we got to do the extension cord, man.
There you go, man.
Yeah, man, and weapons at hands, man. Yeah, they were. I mean, shoot, they were around when I was still going.
You see, and the thing about that, because back in the day when I was training with Mike, like we used to go to South Texas, and the original owner of weapons at hand, like he was competing, and he was doing like the Pancrase open hand, and just the fact that he, I mean, it got passed on, and of course they're still doing it, man. I mean, that's just like one of those things. It's like passing the torch, but I mean, of course they're doing a great job, man. I mean, they have Rajan Narvaez out there with the BJJ, bro. They got,
and he's doing catch wrestling now.
Bro, he's gonna be. I hope, and I'm gonna interview him, bro. Or maybe you can, but I wanna talk to the guy and see if he's got like a wrestling persona coming out. Like maybe he's gonna do Ric Flair, might as well, man.
Just got the feather bow and everything.
If he wants, I'll even do the little flare sticks, walk by him. And I'll walk him to the stage.
A little Nacho Libre, man.
Yeah, man. Like I mean, and I know the last time they had it in New Braunfels, man. I mean, the whole thing with the Texas Catch Wrestling Association. They kind of had that little, because like you said, like it's just like, okay, it's grappling in a cage, okay, what else? But they did try to sell it like a little bit more, like people were walking out, and you know what I mean? Like it was cool, man. I liked it. I mean, being a fan of wrestling, I was like, yeah, dude, I can see it, and now that they have they're getting bigger names, and of course the guys that are on there, of course, they're making a name for themselves, but I mean, they're getting like former UFC fighters. They're getting, that's pretty interesting, man. I'm looking forward to it.
No, man. They had that, and then I also noticed too that they had some of these fighters too, like Christian Ammons, like he's going to be competing. So you have a lot of guys that are willing to come over to the Texas Catch Wrestling Championships to kind of stay busy.
Exactly. I mean, it's like you don't have anything lined up. Might as well, man. Go out there and wrestle, man.
It was like the guy he had on, was it the other day? Taylor? Yeah. He was like, hey, man, I'm doing smokers just to stay busy. It's just like, yeah, good. And that's what fighters should be doing, man. Staying busy, man. Staying active. Getting out to these different little promotions, get some fights, get some experience underneath you, man. I want to see some more guys doing some BJJ tournaments, man.
No, you see, and I guess because even like the last one that happened with the whole Fury, I think it was Fury. Cage Fighting Championship, but they were on UFC FIGHT PASS. But Cowboy Cerrone, of course, was on there. Neil, I forgot his name, but I mean, they had enough like UFC fighters that kind of, and a lot of them got tapped out. But you know what I mean? It's still cool, man, because I mean, it'd be different if it was inside the cage, of course, But I mean, the fact that they're going out there and putting themselves out on the limb, so to speak, man, that's kind of. It's fun, It's just like nobody wants to lose, but it's just kind of like, hey, we're human, man.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, bro, because I know Ben Henderson had fought. He had won the title, and he did a tournament somewhere like that weekend of, and he lost. He got tapped out, and people were like, "Oh man, well he's a champion." But yeah, man, it's not the same. It's not the same thing, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't compare the two, man.
No.
Especially when it's not something that they. I mean, I know he trains in jiu-jitsu and all that stuff, but it's not his primary.
Right. It's not. He's not training for sport. Like as far as no strikes. Because that was the whole thing. It's just like you're so used to. Okay, well. It's not the same. I mean, you can't elbow, you can't strike, so But yeah, man. I mean, he got tapped out, and he was still a UFC champion.
Did he retire? Ben Henderson after his last fight, did he retire?
Man, I don't know because I know the interesting with him was that he actually beat one of Khabib's guys, man.
Yeah.
They were talking about Khabib's streak. 14. Well, the fighter himself was undefeated, and then Khabib's coaching record
he's undefeated too. Yeah.
Got smashed.
Get smashed.
So,
Smash boy.
That was interesting, but I don't know if he retired, bro. I don't know.
I mean, do any fighters really retire?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, as long as Jake Paul's around, right?
Oh, yeah.
There'll always be an exhibition.
We'll probably call him out next.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, man. I mean, I'll definitely look into that because, I mean, even Jamal Emmers trained with him at one point. He was out there training with him, and then for me, that was interesting because I was like, damn, they kind of had like the same body type to where.
Yeah.
I just found that very interesting, man. I mean, he was able to train with him, of course, moved to California after, but. He's still, adding tools to his toolbox, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I'm excited to see Jamal, man. Like I said, real humble kid, man. Real good guy. Kind of. I mean, I know as fighters or whatever in the top tier or whatever, he should be posting more, right? But I mean, but I know he's always training, so you know what I'm saying. So,
but you see, he's one of those guys exactly, kind of like Jeff Neal, man. Like they're up there, and it's just that they don't post a lot or they don't post enough, but. It's just, I mean, who am I to say? I'm not going to tell him to post more, dude. It might hit me.
No, dude, I'm going to tell him to post more. And be like, hey, dude, you know what? You need to be posting more, dude. I'm not sure if I'm
Let me see what you have for lunch, man.
Yeah, let me
put something on there, bro. No, but yeah, that's true, man. It's just a lot of people don't, they're on there, obviously, but they're not on there. They just kind of concentrate on training, I suppose. But yeah, man. But hopefully, I mean, Jamal, I had invited him here. I mean, of course, he's got family here in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, after the fight, maybe he'll stop by and hang out with us for a minute, bro.
Hopefully, man. That'd be good, man. I got to talk to him again and maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll teach him some things, maybe.
Yeah, man. Tell him what he did wrong. Tell him.
Yeah, I'll be on the couch and be like, oh, yeah, you should have really dropped your hip there.
You know what? Let me grab another pizza, man.
Hey, dude, we got a dog here, yeah. So I guess that is the canine. Yeah, we do have the canine unit here, guys. So if you guys have any. You gotta hide anything?
It's already been flushed, bro.
It's already okay. All right, good.
Yeah, I already got rid of it. Man. I put it in your coat pocket.
In my coat pocket. It's not mine, officer. I promise you. But that was kind of random, man. To see a wild ass dog.
Right just yeah, man. We're we keep it real here, man.
Yeah, dude, we're
it's too cold outside for these dogs. Let them in, dude. They're cold. And bro, you know what? Talking about being cold out. The day for yesterday, I was driving, and I mean there was dogs out, bro, and I'm thinking, damn, and I'm that guy. I keep dog treats in my truck, dude, because I feed the dogs when I'm out there, man. And I literally had to stop and just kind of, because it was freaking cold, bro. Yeah. Like I'm just like, damn, dude, if you have dogs, man, come on,
bring them in, man. Well, my mom, dude, she was like, yeah, just 2 random cats came by. And so of course, if you feed a cat right once, that's yours. Bro. Yeah. So she got 2 new cats.
Man, back in the day, and I told my kids because they were like, "Dad, when you were little, did you have dogs?" And I said, "Baby, we had dogs every week." Yeah. Because they were just stray. They stayed with us for a while, move on, man. And it was like trading in the vehicle, man. It was cool, man. But yeah, man, it was just one of those things to me. But yeah, man, it was sad to see, man, because it's just. Yeah. I mean, it was freezing, dude. I was cold, and I was I was in shorts, of course, but, I was bundled up when it came to, and I can only imagine, man. But, yeah, if, you have a pet, man.
No, bring them in, man. I mean, don't let them, like I said, my girl, River, man, I mean, love her and stuff like that, but, man, she would jump on me, and I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to relax. Hey, man, go sit over there. I'm going to put you outside for a little bit. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. I'll bring them back in. Don't worry.
No, for sure, man. You see, and I'm the same way, man. I'm like, dude, my dog, and like even this morning, man, I get up and I got one puppy on one leg and one on the other, and I'm like, and as frustrated as I am, I'm just like, okay, they're like, yeah, they're just.
Yeah, they're just trying to get some love.
They're just trying to get attention, man.
Dude,
I put them outside, by the way.
Dude, speaking of that, man, and again, it's kind of on the same subject, dude, but Patrick Ferguson, man, I don't know if you saw that, but he found a stray dog in Waco. So damn. So they're driving up to Texarkana, right, for the peak fighting, and he found a dog, and they kept it. So the dog's
his dog.
Now it's his dog. Well, he's trying to find a foster and all that stuff for it. But dude, they drove, and was it Abigail and Patrick? They made a post about it. Like they're trying to find somebody.
Damn,
so he's got to sneak it into the hotel though, because they're gonna go watch a fight.
Yeah, bro, that's gonna be interesting. Man. Hopefully they do, man, because.
But
I know even Governor, man, himself, mm-hmm. He's real big on that. Of course, he works through a program assisting. Yeah. But that's a good thing, man, because even. If I had a big enough property, man, I'd probably pick them all up and just, have them neutered, of course, because I don't want no more dogs. But still, man, I mean, I'd definitely give them a home, dude, because it's bad out there, man. And of course, the sun was out earlier, and, hopefully everything will melt, or what little ice we had.
Yeah, no, it's definitely nice to not have any ice or anything like that, and not being as cold. So I'm a fan of it, man. I don't know if you had any PTSD from last year, but they told us that it might snow a little bit, dude. I was already in my head like, oh my god, power's gonna go out. We're gonna.
Yo, where's my food at?
Yeah,
Snacks.
dude. Yeah.
See, man, and because our power went out that one morning, and we got it back a few hours later. But when it did go out, man, I was just like, I was kind of like, damn, dude. Like, I have my mom at home now, so I was just like, okay, I had to make sure she was good, and I can only imagine everybody else, because there were people like a whole day without freaking energy, bro. So that's bad. Hopefully everybody was good and got some help, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, definitely gotta take care of people, man. But man, shoot, man. Like I said, I'm excited, man, for all these fights that are coming up. Man, and I'm going through all these different feeds and everything like that, man. Hopefully, we'll kind of get a final card, here pretty soon, as far as who's actually going to be fighting. And as we've come to understand that even the final card doesn't mean all these guys are going to be on it, with guys pulling out last minute, but. Man, it's good to see all these guys coming out of the woodwork, man. You have a lot of guys from Austin coming up, or coming down here to fight. Black Sheep, you had Midman Joe here, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
And so he's always, man, I don't know when that guy sleeps.
I don't think he does, bro.
I don't think, he might be a cyborg or something, man.
Yeah, man, I don't think,
because I'll see him posting up in Austin, and then he's here in town, hitting mitts, and then he was in Victoria, so like he's covering everything, man. So
you see, and maybe he's got like a secret time tunnel because I don't see myself driving that much, bro. Like I don't know, maybe he's got something.
Man. I mean, just to hit pads, all right, cool, man. I mean, he's got the sauce, man. That's when it comes to holding the mitts and getting these guys better. I mean, so. But I'm excited to see. Was it Casper? Was it Robert RJ?
Yeah.
We'll see what he's gonna do, man. He's another veteran. He's been fighting for a good minute, man. So it'll be good to see what he's gonna be doing. The whole team from USA and the South Side. I mean, the South Side in general. I mean, you got Southside Fight Club. You have USA. Then you have the Dojo Karate.
Yeah.
The Dojo Academy. I'm sorry. That's gonna be exciting, man. So.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be, representing locally. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not cheering for the local guys, but I mean, of course, if I cover the fight tomorrow, man, I'm going to be covering the fight and just hope everybody's healthy afterwards, man. That's my main thing. Like, I would hate to see somebody get severely hurt, or injured. But I was going to say, bro, the other day, or actually I think it was today, man, I posted a photo, man, I took in, I was at Strikeforce, and when I got there to the weigh-ins, man, it was at the HEB. I guess it was sponsored by HEB or the HEB building. I don't know. It was weird. When I got there, I was like, oh shit, I get groceries, right? So I went in and but it was a stadium, but I went in there and I was just like, hey man, like it was pretty cool, and I got to hang out with a bunch of different fighters. Did a lot of locals. I mean, Nick Gonzalez was fighting on that card, but like one of the guys that I actually got to hang out with and just talk to, man, was Thompson, dude. Now, this guy. He was actually, he was pretty cool, man. I mean, he was there with his team, so I kind of like, kept getting closer, and I was just like, hey, man, how's it going? Start talking to the guy.
Start kind of creeping.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, hey, man, what's your, spot me a 20, man. But just being able to talk to that guy that day, man, it was, I was talking to him, and I'm talking, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, hey, man, you actually fought my boy Nick, because they fought at Strikeforce like a year before, and he was like, oh yeah, man, like and. He's fighting today, and he was cool about it. I mean, he was just like talking. But later on that day, like Yves Edwards shows up, and I'm just like, hey man, how's it going? And I trained with him a few times. When he was out there in Houston. He's actually back in Houston. So,
is he? Okay, good.
Yeah, man. So it's but I was able to go out there with Eddie Miller and some other guys that were training with Mike at the time. So we went out there to go train with him. But when I saw him at the weigh-ins, I'm like, hey man, I said, dude, how's it going, bro? And I was just like, and I said, hey man, I said, you fought Thompson, and he's like, yeah, And I said, and you fought Nick Gonzalez, and he's like, yeah, because they fought in Corpus.
Yeah.
And I said, and I was just like, so basically all three guys fought each other at one point, man. And it was just like one of those Matrix. Like I was just like, dude, how often does that happen, man? But he was just like, oh damn, dude, yeah, he didn't think about it, but it was just kind of cool because I was just like, damn, dude, But it's just. I mean, when it's like that, man, and I think Yves Edwards was just hanging out. I'm not sure if he was a commentator that day, but the day of the fights, man. I mean, of course, we're at the fights, and he was sitting down, so I got to talk to East for a minute. But they're people, man. I mean, like, I'm sure you've met different fighters. You've met all these UFC fighters or whatnot. But everybody's just hanging out, dude. And one of the things, Carl Prater was actually fighting.
Okay, yeah.
And he used to train. There was like the whole Houston thing, and they trained together at one point. And he started yelling, like, he was just, sitting down, and he was just like, hey, man, and Prater's, like, he wins his fight, and he's like, Eve's that word, and he starts yelling, bro, and he's, like, he wears glasses, like, he's got, like, a bad eyesight, like,
okay, yeah.
And so he's kind of like, and I'm like, hey, bro, I think he's calling you, bro, because he was, like, across the cage, bro, like, literally, bro, Eve that word, like, yelling his freaking head off. And it was just like one of those moments, because I mean, of course, he trained with them, and he, like, after the fight, he went out there and they hung out. I took pictures. I don't know what happened to those photos, but it was just like, it was pretty cool, man. I was there, and I was like, oh man, but it's just, it's funny because it's for me, I guess before you step inside the cage or inside the ring, it's kind of like you kind of tunnel out, but afterwards you're kind of like looking for people, or like, hey man, like, everybody, see who you know out there in the crowd, man.
I mean, and that's the one thing, guys, I mean, they would ask me all the time, they're like, do you still hate them, or do you still, so I was like, we already fought, like, it's not a big deal anymore, you know what I mean? And people who haven't fought or anything like that, they can't understand that, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, when you fight somebody, and you don't like them or whatever, like, for the longest, I did not like James Holland, leading up to that fight, I didn't like him, with the talking that he was doing on the internet and this and that. I'm like, dude, like, shut up, man, like, I'm like, we're gonna fight. But then after the fight, I won, and I was like, cool, man, and he's doing his thing now. So, but it's like, I mean, what else you got to say left? You know what I'm saying? Man. Like, once the fight's done, whether you win or lose, like, that's just what it is. And so yeah, man. I mean, you're gonna make all kinds of friends, man. Especially after the fights, and that was one of the things that I was surprised that a lot of people didn't understand with the Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley thing. Yeah. Like, afterwards, like, oh man, how can he be so nice to him? Like, well, that's. I mean, what are they gonna do now? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they both won like $1 million, so yeah.
They both made a whole bunch of money. Well, did he get paid yet?
That's a good question.
So that's the other thing. But I mean, they made a whole bunch of money. Tyron got knocked out. It is what it is. All right, cool. You move on, man. I mean, that's kind of, there's nothing else that you can do further to be like, I'm better than you. It's like, no, that was.
I just knocked you out.
That was the end all. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I think he retired too. Tyron Woodley. He announced that he was going to retire.
He should have never been in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, get your money, do your thing, but the people have to understand about Jake Paul. He's going to be a legit boxer. He's I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but
I mean, I know at one point somebody had commented or something from that he had been training in boxing. He hasn't fought, but he had been training for years. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, obviously he has the money to do whatever he wants, so why wouldn't he, right? Or train in something.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, the fact that he's getting offered all these big top name ex UFC fighters or champions. I mean, that's. Who are we to say, like, you can't do that? Because obviously he is, He's not, I mean, we're not setting up the fights, but, I mean, if people want to pay for that, then that's on them, bro.
Yeah, dude. And then they're talking about him, transitioning into MMA. I think that's going to be a little bit tougher for him, but, he does have a wrestling background, so we'll see how he does with it. But with him wanting to make, like, a union for the fighters, like, with as much trouble as he's given Dana, or he might not be, I don't know, but as much issues he's given to Dana, like, why don't you just make your own promotion, man. Yeah. Just like, what I'm saying, like, you can do it. You have the money, you have the resources. Just make your own promotion.
You see, but okay, say he does, man, because even can he get a deal with Showtime to air the fight? Can he get a deal with, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's a lot of payouts and a lot of, I mean, of course they'll be looking for sponsors, but it's just, it's expensive, man. Like, I mean, if it was that easy, like, everybody'd be doing it. I mean, of course, there's regional, promotions, but nobody at that level. Mm-hmm. Of course, Bellator, it's a whole different branch. PFL's doing their own thing. Everybody's on their own lane. But when it comes to, like, the UFC, like, they capitalize on that shit. Like, that's
dude. I mean, that, and then, and as long as you, like, the fighter pay thing, I don't think it's ever going to get resolved. I think Dana White's going to pay him as much as he can. Yeah. I think he is, and I think he's doing a fair, amount of it. People are like, oh man, people like, oh, he's only getting $12,000 for his first fight, and I'm like, well, yeah. I was like, but compared to what he was just getting, what I'm saying, if you look at,
200,
what I'm saying, like, if you look at the whole other process before it, man, I mean, he has 300 plus fighters on his roster that he has to give fights to, and then, you're gonna get $12,000 if you fight 3 times a year. Yeah. That's 36 right there. That's a minimum wage job, man. Okay, do something else on the side, capitalize on your name, do something, and there's plenty of things. I mean, we've talked about it before. Learn how to sell some shirts, man. stickers.
Make an appearance.
Make an appearance. Go do something.
Pop up at Fury Fighting. You know.
Yeah, I mean, pop up on the Fight Card podcast and
there you go. At least get enough rent. Gas money.
Yeah, give you some gas money, man, and sell chiclets right on the side.
Yeah, man. I grew up selling freaking Chinese candy, bro.
Yeah,
so I'll still plug that on the side, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, but I think. I think it's going to be a long, drawn-out process for at least what he's trying to get done. But I think the fighter pay for the UFC, I think it's pretty much fair, man. It just depends.
Oh yeah, because I mean, with that being said, man, like say if you're in a position to where like you're top, prospect, and everybody's like, damn, they want to sign you, and the UFC, of course, they're gonna talk to you and say, hey, look, we can give you a contract, 3 years, 12,000. You know what I mean? Like, do numbers. Bellator does the same thing. I mean, everybody still goes to the UFC, but why? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's kind of like, okay, well, if you're not doing that good, then go to Bellator, man, or go to PFL, or go, there's so many outlets.
But that's the it though. Like, they're not going to get the same publicity that the UFC is going to get. UFC does a really good job of promoting their fighters. Yeah. With the little embedded episodes and stuff like that. Bellator, I mean, you forget sometimes that they even have a card.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and even though in Bellator, yeah, they might get paid a little bit more, off a hand, and they can probably get their own sponsors or whatever, like on their shorts. But at the end of the day, like, you tell any fighter, you want Bellator or you want UFC? Oh, I want UFC. Yeah. So it's like, but yeah, man, I mean, Jake Paul, just make your own promotion, man.
If you were to name, what do you think he'd name it then?
I don't know, man. I just feel like he's probably like some type of like, he's real vain. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
He's really about himself. So I don't know. It'd be like, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you, man, what he's into.
But he's the one that's a problem child, right? That's his nickname, or is that his brother?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I know one of them has a problem child, so I'm thinking, well,
I would have to ask my son right here. Which one's problem child? Is it Jake or Logan?
I don't know.
He's
not a YouTuber.
He's not a YouTuber.
He's
yeah,
not cool.
Just yeah. But I mean. We probably would be problem child in a way or something.
Something along that line, or F Dana White. He'd throw something out.
Dude, they made a diss track. I haven't seen it yet.
I made the mistake of watching it, bro.
Did you? Was it good?
It was cringy, bro. It was just.
Well, then I gotta watch it.
I'd rather watch the Island Boys do a little commentary or something, dude. It was bad.
Hey, are they still around? The Island Boys?
Dude, the other day I saw they had posted a video where one of them got like punked out. Like they were in the car, and some guys in the back, like some black dude was like, you blood or you crib around. And he was one or the other.
Yeah.
But they were like, man, you ain't this, you ain't that, and the guy's like all crying and shit. And I was like, oh damn, I don't know if it was real, or if it was just kind of, it looked real, man. Like I was just like, damn, dude, that kid, they're kids, man. I mean, how old are they? Like 19, 20?
Who knows, man? I would assume probably pretty fairly young.
Man. But I mean, they made their money. Hopefully, they invested it.
We'll see that. And again, I mean, this is just kind of just talking, but they were on a spot with the Logan brothers or whatever. I guess with Logan, and they walked off set because the guy was trying to tell them how to like invest. Like, hey man, get your jewelry assets and invest it into something. And they got all pissed off. Like, oh man, I'm not taking advice from you because you were
you're old.
Yeah, I make more money than you. And then they left. So. I mean, we haven't heard anything from the Island Boys, so I don't know.
Probably pawning that necklace, bro.
Yeah.
You see, man, but that's what, because a lot of times, and it's been shown that a lot of these guys, a lot of them are fake. They just wear it just to kind of, but I mean, for them to just go off and start buying cars and start buying, dude, that would be like the last thing I would do, man. It's just like I would literally just invest, get something that's gonna appreciate in freaking time, dude, because your cars break down, freaking. I don't know, dude. It's crazy, but I mean, hopefully they're young, man. So hopefully,
they'll be able to bounce back.
They capitalize on those 10 minutes of fame or whatever they got. But yeah, man. But I mean, that happened, of course, with the whole diss track thing. Like, it was actually when before, what's that wrestler guy that got knocked out, the curly hair guy?
Askren.
I can't believe I forgot his name. But he, like, they had done the little diss thing on him, like a video, and he was all like, man, for as much money as he makes, like, he could have done a lot better production. And that's kind of what I felt about this diss track, dude. Like, they could have done a little bit better. Because Cyborg comes out, a couple of, like, former, like, MMA fighters.
Okay, that probably had some beef with Dana.
Yeah, because people that could get on there, but it was just... It wasn't. I mean, it was childish, definitely. But it's just. Yeah. I watched it and I was like, eh.
Can't believe you, man. Can't believe
I
you.
know, bro.
See.
And I was actually, because somebody had posted it, and I was just like, man, let me see what the hell it is, you know? And I should have expected it, man, but it was just...
What is wrong with you, man?
Now he's got like 1,000,001 views, man. Thanks to you.
Thanks to you, man. Yeah, you put some more money in his pocket, man.
I'm that sucker that, you know, making him millions. But yeah, but at one point, even I think Joe Rogan, man, just, you know, up in there in Austin, he was saying like, yeah, you know, they were talking about like the Island Boys and all these people, and he's like, dude, well, we're the ones listening. You know what I mean? And it's true, man, because I mean, I don't listen to everything they do. I mean, it took a minute for me to honestly figure out who the Logan brothers were. Like, I had no idea who they were. And when people were talking about them, and like one day I was just like, man, let me see who they are, man. And I kind of, I don't know, did a little search on YouTube, and I watched a few things, and I was like, okay.
You just like this? Just
I was out there on my phone, my home phone. But it was just like one of those things, like I was just like, man, it kind of, I guess because their whole fame was like they were in the, what was it, not Disney, God, what the hell?
Nickelodeon.
Was it Nickelodeon?
I don't know.
Yeah, one of those
kid
kid programs. Yeah, so I mean, so they had their minute of fame, and they just kind of kept on it. But I will say this, man, because like when I first started this podcast, I mean, I have two daughters, you know, and they would watch like 90s programs, and they would watch, and I remember my oldest had started watching iCarly, like on YouTube, you know, and she'd watch it on her phone, and I was just like, and I'd sit there and watch it with her, and I'm like, dude, like that whole program, I was just like, shit, like if people would have jumped on it then, like that's when it was getting big, because people were like, oh, well, I want to do that, and you know, we could have been up there, bro. We could have had like 200 viewers right now, at least.
Easily, man. We could have had, you know, where are we at right now? 153 subscribers, man. Yeah, I mean,
probably.
Somebody go subscribe right now, man.
Just jump on there, man.
Just jump on there, dude. Please, come on.
Darren will buy you a taco next week.
We'll do a TikTok dance. You want to do a TikTok dance?
There you go. You got your son here to hold the phone.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But yeah, man. But it's just, I mean, I saw that program, and I was just like, damn, dude. Like, I mean, it just dawned on me, and I was like, man, well, even back then I was working, so I wasn't paying attention to freaking YouTube, man. But
dude, yeah. I mean, we're so late with time sometimes, man. But I mean, this generation. I mean, this part is really just growing pretty quickly as far as, you know, technology. I mean, there's always something that's just, oh, this is the new thing. This is the new thing. This is the new thing now. And you know, my son, he had bought an Oculus or whatever, the little VR headset. Yeah. I put that thing on, dude. I just about
start having seizures,
dude. I just about killed everything in the house. You know, because
is that like a 3D?
It's like a 3D 360 deal, whatever. So I have it on, and you know, and it puts you in this little box or whatever.
Punching that cat, and everything.
Dude, I was like, you know, I got the little hand things, and I was like, hey man, you got to tighten these things up because I'm gonna throw it, like, you know. And
yo, where's my mouthpiece?
He was just like, you know, and then so like. Yeah, dude, yeah, dude. It was crazy. So like, I'm in this thing, and he sets me up to it's like a gauntlet thing, right? Yeah. So you come out, and then they have like a fighter that comes out like every, you know, minute or whatever. So you get them, and you're like choking them, or you're like you can.
Did you get it on video, man? I want to watch
it. I'll send it to you, man. But yeah, dude, I'm just like, dude, I was just beat the crap out of this dude, right? And then what do you call it? But I didn't know there was like more guys behind me. So then it goes red, and then I drop. I'm like, what the hell? And I was like, oh man, I died. And I turned around, and there's like 3 guys like stabbing me in the back. So yeah, but it's pretty weird, man.
Dude, that would trip me out, bro. Like I'd probably throw a hip just trying to freaking punch. But you see, I've seen those videos, man, and I'm like, dude, I don't know if I could do that, man. Like the whole. You know, I get on the trampoline and I get sick, man. That's so bad.
Dude, it throws you off, man. Because like I did a bungee jumping one too, and so like,
damn,
you know, so it's like that, and like I'm standing, and you feel like I'm like, like I'm just standing. I'm like in the room, and I'm all going back and forth.
Yeah, you see, I wouldn't be able to do that, man. I'd probably have a heart attack and shit. That's crazy though, man. But did you guys use it at home?
Yeah, dude, yeah. He bought it with his money, man. So. You know, it was he did that thing. So if anybody else is,
we're gonna have to go live, man. We'll hook it up.
Dude, I'm totally down for it.
That's crazy.
You gotta use like a $70 cord to hook it up to a computer, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start a GoFundMe.
We'll start a GoFundMe, yeah, dude. So if anybody has a you know, just a random $70 just laying around, you want to throw it this way, man. I mean, feel free.
You can leave it in the studio. Just throw it through the window, man. We're good. But But yeah, man. I mean, so, stuff like that, bro. As far as technology, man. I mean, my kids had a cell phone before I did. I had one when it first came out, and I let it go because my first month's bill was like $380, bro, and I was like, oh shit. Like, I was like, screw this, man. But
I didn't know cricket got that high.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah. Ran out of minutes. I was damn. No, man, and it's just, I mean, when my oldest, one day, like we were going to San Marcos for one of those outdoor, I forgot what they're called, the natural bridge caverns.
Oh yeah.
And I have my oldest was sitting in the front and my youngest in the back, and I'm like, hey, well, where's this place? And I see her on the phone, man, and she was like, oh, Dad, well, you're gonna go turn on this street and go that way, and I'm like. And I said, you been there? And she was like, no, on my phone. It blew my mind, bro. Like, I was like, what do you mean on your phone? Like, it told you where to go? And I was just like, dude.
She could have messed you up so bad.
Yeah,
like, no, it knows your thoughts.
She's like, Dad, I know what it is, bro. No, but it just, I mean, I think about that day and I'm thinking like, damn, that's kind of where it struck me. Like, I was just like, shit, I'm fucking behind, bro. Like, I didn't want a cell phone. I didn't need one. But yeah, I mean, it was just like one of those things.
But now it's just, you have to have one, man.
Yeah, I mean, I can't find it. I flip out, dude. And I'm like, oh, never mind, it's right here. Realize I have it.
Well, shoot, man, I had the iPhone 4 for like 18 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to upgrade it, and then so I got this upgrade, and the guy was like, hey,
what are they up to now? I don't even.
The 12, I don't know. I think they have a 13, but the guy was like, did you want a 13? I was like, dude, just give me the 12. Like, this is really just gonna record stuff, text, and call. That's it, man. That's it, man. I don't need anything else, and.
And you did the whole payphone thing, right? Growing up?
Dude, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where you have to, you do this is a collect call for mom pick me up.
Pick me up.
And then hang up.
Crap, I forgot to tell her where. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, I remember.
You accept charges, yeah.
Yeah, it was the whole beeper, and that's kind of where the whole cell phone thing goes, man. When the pagers and all that, what's going on, I had gotten a job repairing them, man. I was actually a pager repair tech, what they called it. And we used to get them from all over the world, man. And I mean, I was like three beepers, bro. I was like pimping, dude. I had like all these beepers. I had a watch that was a beeper, and it was just like, I was just like, oh crap. And we had gotten pins that had beepers, like pages on there. And but it was just like we were like the first ones in San Antonio to actually start working on cell phones.
Yeah.
And because of that, they like trained us one weekend, and they were like, all right, we'll start getting them next week. So I'm like, cool, man. And I remember they were like, hey, well, if y'all want a cell phone, like, we're going to go ahead and you can get one, sign up for it. So we're like, yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yeah. And I mean, we all went crazy, but we're calling each other, hey, man, hey,
Where you at? I'm outside.
I know, yeah, being stupid, dude. And that's what I was saying. Like, my first month bill, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, I canceled it, bro. I was like, nah, man, like, screw it. It was like $380, bro. I was like, it wasn't like now. It's just like $10, and you got like, all month.
Yeah, well, I couldn't imagine what my parents, like, because it's wild to think that, like, we used to go out, outside of the house, and there's like no communication. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, my parents really thought, like, now I'm talking to my parents, like, hey man, you're really gonna let me out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all guys really let me outside without even thinking about where I'm at? I'm like, okay. I could have lied to you, right? But yeah, it's just like, I know exactly where my kids are at all the time now. Just because of the cell phone, you got the location.
The tracker.
Yeah, dude, you got the tracker and everything.
But you see, but it goes the same thing. Somebody I posted the other day, like they drop you off at the mall and give you $10. All right, we'll pick you up at 8.
Yeah, just be here.
And that was it, man. I mean, now it's like, yeah, dude, that's crazy, bro. But yeah, dude. So I mean, those are the times. Like I was telling a friend of my mom's yesterday, because she had called and I was talking to her and she was like, she was there like. She's been my mom's friend for years, man, and she reminded me of one time that we used to get on our bikes from the west side, and dude, we used to ride our bikes to Almost Park, like we went far, man, and we were 8, 9 years old, bro, riding our freaking bikes, everywhere. And I remember like one day, like we were running late, and I told my brother, I said, man, let's hurry up and go home. So we're like hauling ass down Commerce, dude. Literally, bro, from downtown, we're just freaking. And we get home, and my mom's like, where were you on? Oh, we were at so-and-so's France. You liar, everybody, man. Fucking the belt down swinging, and it was just like, dude, everybody, man for himself, bro. Like, she called my brother. I was like, later, bro. I went outside. Dude, my hiding spot was always a tree, bro. We had this big tree in the backyard, and I used to run up there, and I wait till everything chilled out, dude. Like, my dad be out there, hey, she's asleep, and I'm like, I can go down and drink, go take a nap, bro. But it was crazy, man. But it just goes to show, like back then, like I can't imagine letting my 8-year-old freaking out of my sight for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, we play basketball everywhere, man. So we go to the parks and this and that, and you just come back and Dad's getting home. He's like, hey, how's everything? It was good. All right, cool. And what'd you do? Play basketball. Didn't ask me where. Didn't ask me. It's just like he just understood that I'm home again. So everything was good.
But I guess of course times change. Back it was hard for us to get anything if we wanted to. It's not like now where you can just text somebody and hey, I want this or I want to go here and it's just a lot more easier for them to get in trouble now.
Yeah.
The only thing I think is just social media wasn't around when I was getting in trouble, dude. Because I'd be like memes all over the place, bro. It wouldn't be good, man. But yeah, man. But it's just, technology. It crept up on us. Of course, it's here. Here we are, freaking going live. The whole world. But of course, only like 4 people watching. But still, man, the whole world.
Man, we appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
It's our world.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, but yeah, it's amazing. Of course, the next thing is just like, dude, if we can get those glasses to kind of put us in at the fight and kind of be there like,
watch out, that's coming up quick. I bet. Just hey man, you can probably buy a ticket on your VR set and
but I'll say this because even when I watch fights now, like I'll jerk at certain things because of. I've trained in jiu-jitsu and I've trained I can't imagine with those damn glasses, dude. I'd probably like freaking hit a wall and shit. Pass.
I thought I was going to be okay. I was like, all right, I'm not going to get too carried away. Oh, no, dude, I got carried away. I was, killing the guy and this and that, and then I'm swinging, I'm hitting
beating up that pillow at home.
Dude, I'm hitting the desk and everything like that. So, it's...
you didn't break the TV, right?
No, I didn't break the TV. Okay. Yeah, no, not yet.
I was going to say, that'd be good on YouTube, man.
I won't be a fail compilation yet. Just yet, man. Give me some time.
I my desk one time.
Yeah. So, it's going to happen, but... I can only imagine what some of the, you get a jiu-jitsu or even a Muay Thai guy, like, where you can hit the bag in front of you and they can actually give you instructions. And
nice.
with the you know what I'm saying? Like with the VR, you'd be able to tell, if they're turning their wrist over or the knuckles over or if they're putting their hips out. So, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think that's going to even change training because even during COVID or if we have another pandemic, right? They'd still be able to train, you know what I'm saying? They would just have a virtual coach. So I wonder who's going to be the first one to kind of jump on that.
There was this one, they had actually sponsored Jeff Neal at one time, but it was this company, and I've seen others out there, but it was where you could put lights and it would light up and it was like plyometric, you could run and this was maybe like a year and a half ago, man. When they came up, I was like, damn, it was interesting because I was like, dude, I could easily, I won't do it at home because I'm lazy, but if I was training, I could go home and freaking, do drills and work out, man. But something like that with glasses, that'd be like next level. That'd be crazy, man.
And real quick, man, and this is going to just change a topic, but as far as we talk about technology and everything else like that and the training stuff or whatever, I saw something where they talked about the different GOATs, if you will, right? The greatest of all time, and they had one where it said Anderson Silva or Stylebender.
Okay.
So I know they fought and Stylebender won, but do you think Izzy is a lot better than Anderson Silva, or if you were to put them both in their prime, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what do you think?
He hasn't fought the same people Anderson Silva fought, and by that back then, people were literally fighting. You know what I mean? It wasn't like now where they can kind of pick and shoot. I don't know. It's just weird, but it was a different era. It was a different time. But I would still put Anderson up there, man. There's no way. The fact that he fought as long as he did, and of course he started losing, and now he's doing boxing,
and he's winning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You see, and then that just goes to show, man. The guy's a fighter, but it's just, he fought in pride. He fought like Carlos Newton when he was in his prime. He fought Dan Henderson when Dan Henderson was still good. You know what I mean? He fought a lot of guys that had experience that could have beat him and didn't. And
and for him to dismantle Rich Franklin.
Oh, bro, that was nasty, bro. That was just so. I hate seeing that. Even now, it's just like he just. Dude, he shouldn't have been there, man. But it's just, who's to say? Because even Chris Lieben fought him, and Chris Lieben was just getting tagged and ragdolled.
And that Chris Lieben wasn't a rollover either. No. That Chris Lieben was, he was knocking dudes out.
Yeah, he had knocked out Vanderlei Silva. Mm-hmm. He had knocked out, he and I'll say this, man, because a lot of people, they probably still didn't even know, man, but when the Ultimate Fighter came out, everybody that was on there, Stephen Bonner, all those guys, if you look up their records, they were fighting Jeremy Horn, they were fighting regional circuit, but they were fighting top level dudes, man. When they went to the show, they had experience. Of course, nobody knew who they were, so it was just this new guy. But, Kif Jardine had been fighting. You know what I mean? Like all these guys had experience, man.
Man, I
And
forgot
it's
about
just-
him, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's one guy. I don't. I think he went to movies or something, man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a minute, but man.
I think he did a couple of movies, but I mean, you know,
Yeah.
as good as good. Yeah,
We
I mean,
haven't
hell,
watched him.
we're doing a movie too. Yeah.
Actually being filmed.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? The other day, because I work with Big Lots, right? I mean, I'm out there picking up furniture, but they have the little movie section thing, and I always walk by there because I go, walk around and bug people. I chase off shoplifters, man. But I go to the movies, and there's always like a fight movie, and I look in the back, and it's all these UFC fighters, and Jardine wasn't one of them, and I was just like, oh shit, like I guess they're still doing the little straight to DVD movies, But I mean, they're out there, man. But yeah, bro. I mean, anything else, bro? Before we wrap this up.
No, man. I always say no, right? But I always have something to say.
And we're done.
And that's a wrap. Good job, guys.
There you go.
No, man, I'm excited, man. I'm waiting to see the Peak Fighting Championship. Kind of seeing who's going to win out there, and we have a lot of guys locally here that made the trek up to Texarkana, seeing what that show's going to be like. Because I know they end up putting their fights on video as well on YouTube, and then. Of course, man. Seeing what's gonna progress tomorrow, man, with the fight here in town.
And then tonight at Texas Clash, of course.
Texas Clash too. Yeah, so I'll be. I think Caleb. I think he's probably gonna call me after his fight, win, lose, or draw. Hopefully he wins, man. But we'll probably get a little talk with him just afterwards, see how he's feeling, because he's definitely somebody I want to talk with again. Just the amount of respect that he should be gaining from a lot of these guys for taking the fight on a few hours notice.
Oh, yeah, bro, that's crazy.
And I mean, we talk about and one thing I told him, texted him, I was like, yeah, man, I mean, fighters fight, and he's definitely showing that. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And then also, man, just looking at these other guys for tomorrow. Seeing how they're gonna go. I know I put my picks out already, so I'll probably post those up. Probably sometime tomorrow before the fight. I want to make sure that's
it's going to be like at 2:00, right? It's going to start
something like that. Yeah. So I mean, because they want to get everybody in and out. It's Sunday. I'm sure a lot of those guys probably have to work tomorrow. So
yeah.
Man. I mean, I'm just excited, man. We've got a filled weekend of fights and just looking at that. So yeah. So just keeping up, man. And then also probably do a couple of episodes. I do have this one lady. With the bodybuilder.
That's right.
That I'm going to be interviewing. So yeah, man, I'm excited to get with her on the phone and have her story out there.
No, I mean, by all means, bro. And one of the things, everybody, if you go to the website for the Fight Card Podcast, in the middle of the front page, man, you can go see Aaron's link and go ahead and click on that and go ahead and follow him, man. I mean, he's got a couple of interviews with not just local fighters, but I mean, just a lot of guys from Texas. There's more coming, of course.
Yeah, man. It turned out to just kind of, complement what you're doing with the Fight Card Podcast, man. Just interview more fighters, but now it's kind of taking its own little deal as far as just getting some good stories out there, man. There's a lot of good fighters, and just in that word, not so much in the actual action of it, of being in the cage or anything like that, but fighters just in general. Like if you're, fighting, got past cancer, you got past, some of these different obstacles. I mean, I want to hear it, and let's put you out there.
By all means, bro. Everybody, of course, as always, Spider, Aaron Suarez. This is the Fight Card Podcast, and of course your son for sticking along and playing along.
Playing along, man.
But everybody out there, man, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us on our Facebook, our Twitter. Of course, Aaron's on there as well. And just follow up and keep us posted, man. Any news, anything coming up on your end, let us know.
Yes, sir.
All right, till next time. Follow up.
Can we start cussing now? Are we
Oh,
off?
yeah.